go. It's your girl, Baby Girl, and welcome to Sipping in Conversations with Buddha and Baby. Welcome back to the old members, and welcome to the new members. Let me take a sip of my drink. Very much ginger ale and cocktail mix. Make sure you following this page. Make sure you got the notifications on, and make sure you here every Wednesday at 7:45. Oh, did I introduce myself? It's Baby Girl, and thank you for watching me. I'm gonna hold off a little longer. Oh, never mind. Y'all have a great night.
I just wanna chill and vibe. Baby girl, keep it real, no lies. She said she's 21, I said alright. If we gon' be grown and speak your mind. I just wanna chill and vibe. 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 Baby, turn up, you know who to go turn up. Turn up, turn up, turn up, go turn up.
Don't turn up. Let's start the show. Only good vibes. Only good vibes.
Let's start the show. Come on. Only good vibes.
Turn up. Hey, what's good, Simples? This is your boy Buddha, and over there is the lovely
Baby!
We coming to you live, like we always do.
Hey.
What your shirt say, baby? Let me be great.
Let me be great.
Let me be great.
Let me be great.
And then mine say, black men don't cheat.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Wah, wah, wah.
It is what it is. Well, baby, how was your day?
Well, today was a great day to be great.
Was it?
I'm
What was
just
it great for
saying,
you?
I'm
What
just
was it
saying.
great for you, baby?
You know, it was rough, but I pushed through. I was resilient enough to push through. You know what I'm saying? Because, boy, in corporate America, it definitely does not show no pity.
For sure.
How about your day?
Well, my day went easy peasy.
Okay.
It's real easy. Kind of ran in, ran out. Day was pretty short day. We didn't have a lot of orders to fill today. So, you know, it was pretty laid back day for the most part.
Nice.
But I'm in. Not all the way.
Nope.
You need to see my face.
I mean, your body. You know you got body.
My body, your body. No. You know, that's what was that? Pretty Ricky? Okay.
So listen, y'all like that little introduction? I'm just saying.
Well, you know, we try to shake things up a little bit.
Just a little razzle to the dazzle.
Mm-hmm.
Baby girl,
Okay.
she got her own little personality going or whatever, you know what I'm saying? So we just here to encourage and help inspire the youth. Despite the topics that we may come up with, we are definitely here to, uplift and hey, bring some awareness and whatever we can do. Because, hey, you never know. She might be doing her own show one day, you know what I'm saying? And so watching us do what we do, just try to pave the way to be better for somebody else. And why not it be Baby Girl? You feel me? So whatever she said, turn your notifications on, subscribe, like, follow, share, all of that. All of it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So while baby doing what she do, let me go ahead and start talking about last week. Last week we talked about dating over 40. Imagine that. Like stuff we like to talk about while dating over 40. I say You know, we cut out all the bullshit. You like what you like. I like what I like. And let's like. You know what I'm saying? So it's okay to have sex on the first date because you wanted it and I wanted it. We made it happen, right? You know, they know before the health is very important. We didn't get a chance to talk about that as much as we needed to. Right. Just health from a health standpoint, we got to really make sure we on par. And that if you decide to get with somebody, they don't die in 2 years, 3 years, 10 years.
Unless that's the plan and they got no coins and y'all like got on the life insurance policy and all that. I'm just saying.
When you have people, what's going on, Shakanda? What's going on? What's going on, Phoenix? How you doing, Sadiq? How y'all doing? So amongst that, we had another conversation we talked about a little bit. We talked about why is it if it's mainly for the women. Y'all can answer this question. So why is it that if you and the man come together on a mutual agreement, maybe said
I can't see.
Maybe said y'all cuddy buddies, sex, you know, y'all ain't looking for a relationship, but y'all enjoy each other's time in the bedroom. So why is it that he or she can't? You need to turn right on because I can better see me. I mean, there you go. Why is it that he or she can't just really say what they got to say? You know what I mean? Right. What's going on, male motherfucking Carter? Why can't they just say what they got to say? So like what I'm saying is, instead of trying to finesse the girl to get in the panties, why can't I just say, hey man, listen, I had a rough day. I just need you to top me off. Why can't I say that? Because that's how I'm feeling and we're on that level. We should be able to talk to each other like that. Mm-hmm. But no, you guys want us to take you out to lunch or something, ask you about your day, all these good things that you would probably waste on a girl that you really trying to be with. You don't really care you really don't care how her day is. You know, you just in there to have a little fun and slide on.
What? But okay.
That
could be, and my rebuttal to that is that's fine. Let's just say that is the true intentions. Okay. Yeah. However, we are mature adults. You ain't gotta talk to me reckless.
It ain't reckless talk. Y'all women clean. Y'all.
We want you to keep it real, but you have to still understand she's still a woman.
Okay.
No matter what. Okay. That ain't gonna fly, ladies and gentlemen. In particular, gentlemen. That ain't gonna fly. Okay. With everybody.
Well, we didn't get to the topic now. We still recapping from last week. The topic, what I just said is, why does a man who's just your cut buddy or your friends with benefit gotta finesse you up just to get the draws? Why can't he just say, hey, are you free tonight? I want to come in there and beat them guts. Why can't I just say that?
All right, let's go on. Let's move on because we're going to agree to disagree. That men, grown mature men, do not.
Well, I'm treating you
I don't care. You ain't treat me like nothing.
I'm treating you like one of the fellas. That's what you is. You just one of the fellas that I'm knocking down. You know, you'll go in, you know, hey, we friends and we're knocking down.
I wish I would.
You know what I'm saying?
Because, see, you going to run up on somebody that ain't with that. Okay? I don't give a damn what the terms. I don't give a damn what the terms of the situationship is. There's still respect due to dogs.
Hey, but listen.
And you gonna treat me better than a dog.
Really?
Yeah, really.
What kind of respect? You sit down.
You gonna give me
sit, boo boo, sit. That's respect.
You gonna give me some respect. You gonna put some respect on me.
All I'm saying to you is, baby.
So you do treat them. Whomever allow you to do that.
Right.
Be great.
All right, whatever. But then it's okay for a woman to say, "Hey, man, can you pull out that? Can I see that?"
See, by the time y'all start talking reckless with each other,
okay,
y'all done had some pre-establishments that done took place. Y'all already done been kicking it.
Tomatoes.
Okay? You ain't coming out no date talking to no woman unless that's the time you find you a prostitute
Key word in there is y'all already established that y'all ain't gonna be in no relationship. It's not on that level. Y'all just
that don't mean
y'all
we
just
ain't
cut
cool.
buddy. We cool. I can talk to you.
You cannot talk to a woman regardless of what this friends with benefits is, unless y'all both trash. Y'all met as trash. Y'all met as below the mark.
All I'm trying to say is,
but it might hurt.
I'm not trying to give you relationship dick. I'm just not trying to give it to you. Well, I just want to come in. I don't need to look you in the eye. I just want to get it in and move the hell on. I ain't got to see. I got to put all this hard work in. Baby, how your day was? You okay?
Ain't nothing wrong with asking me how my day was.
I don't want to do all that.
Then we ain't
because
doing nothing.
I mean, that's just too much time.
All right.
Quit. What's that old saying? Quit the grinning, and get out them linen.
I don't know what that comes from, but I do know.
That's an old saying right there.
I'm gonna say it again. Do not approach no woman. I don't give a damn what terms y'all own.
Absolutely. What's
inappropriate?
What this little lady just said? Come on, here. I'm here.
Are you pointing?
I'm pointing at the phone.
What?
What the little lady just
Look
said?
me in the eye, Negro, if you want this PUSS.
Oh, that's
okay.
What kind of talk is that? Yeah, you try. Well, hold on.
You can look me in the eye.
And that's
it's
the
okay. Look me. We
that's
good.
the respect level. We looking in each other's eyes.
But see, by the time we get to that,
what kind of man
level,
you think I am?
Next. I'm gonna next his ass, alright?
What kind of man you think
do what works for y'all.
Well,
but this, now, dating over 40, dating at any age, but in particular, the conversation from last week was about dating over 40. Yes, you pretty much come in, got an idea of pretty much what you kind of want. You got some expectations and so forth. If you just want to hit, that's cool. But at the same time, you know what I'm saying? You could potentially still be a respectable woman and man.
What's wrong with
despite the terms of the conditions of your situationship.
Tomato. I'm just saying, at the end of the day, let's not kid each other. Let's take off the smoke and mirrors and let's be honest with each other in these situations. If I don't want to put extra work that I would put on some other woman that I'm really interested in that I need to do with you. That's just we got to establish some separations and boundaries here. What are you? You are the one that's getting jugged. This one over here is the one I'm taking out to get to really know. We need to establish some boundaries out here. That's all I'm saying. The fence rest.
I just sent, one of the viewers just said, I just sent a text asking him, how are you? Then next, are you free?
All I'm going to say is, what is your true intentions? See, y'all like to fluff up finesse up the intentions. We just had a conversation last night on TJ Chapman show about implied consent, right? What am I supposed to assume there after you saying, are you free? Free to do what?
Nah, see, that's what you know what time is. If we have an established cutty buddy situationship, and I say, hey, you free? That you I ain't gotta always, or nobody ain't gotta talk to each other reckless.
Listen,
that's all I'm saying.
Don,
that's the nice slick way to say.
I agree.
Hey,
but nothing I said was disrespectful. Nothing I said was disrespectful.
Getting in your guts. Let me come over there and get in your guts.
That ain't disrespectful. They had a whole song back in the 80s said, "Give me them guts."
You are not the entertainer.
Give me them guts. Come on now.
That was not that. That
wasn't on the song. Was it cool?
And when was that?
Was it cool when Ice Cube?
90s?
Was it cool when Ice Cube said, "Get me the nappy dugout"? I need
what
the
year
nappy
was
dugout.
This?
You know what I'm saying?
What year was this?
Or what is it? Well, homie in the middle, where she
No,
at in the
what
middle?
you-
You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, huh? We
Just
talking
saying.
about the 89, 90. Ooh, I'm telling my age a little bit.
Okay. That part.
But y'all were cool with it then. That wasn't disrespectful at that moment. But now that since
It
y'all
was-
40,
it was
it's
all
all
that stuff was
disrespectful, but you
disrespectful.
still listen to the same music. Riding up and down, bitch this, bitch that. What?
It's all disrespectful.
Hot girl summer. Whoop, 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 whoop.
Disrespectful.
Come on, man.
But it's for
Tight.
entertainment.
I got you,
I don't
I
know.
got
I know how to. I have a sense of discernment.
Oh, that's what it is.
Okay. And what you ain't gonna do is come for me
All I know
unless I
is
send for you.
All I know is somebody on this here show said she was on some bald head hoe shit. Somebody on this show said she was on some bald head hoe shit. Now how in the hell, if you're on some bald head hoe shit, I say something that's disrespectful, like give me them guts.
But if I'm on that, you know what I'm saying? Hey, me and to whom it may concern, we already know what time it is. We have had an established.
That's why I feel like I can be my true self. If I like to use
Go to hell.
guts, nappy dugout, golden triangle, hey, won't you come get some of this man child? If I can use those words, I'm feeling free. Why can't I be me, baby?
I ain't listening
Why
to you.
can't I be me?
Anyway, so back to what we were saying. Challenges, that would be a challenge. That's a challenge. Some of the other challenges that were spoke about was with dating, is that a lot of men are not asking to actually go out on the date, taking a woman out on a date. They just want to Netflix and chill. There was a concern from a male perspective that women need to pretty much learn how to shut their mouth.
Right.
And there was also another male concern about women bringing their problems to the table out the gate. And so and so that's a in these, every time they meet somebody, like they always got some kind of issue or problem that needs to be resolved. Right. And they telling this to out the gate. But I'm telling y'all ladies, don't do that.
But it goes both ways though.
Yeah. I'm just saying that was just one of the male perspective, one of the male views. Another hurdle from a female perspective was about their children, having children. Dating and having children, prioritizing, trying to get them, dating around their kids. So, the whole thing. So
at 40, I'm hoping you got some damn grown ass kids.
Well, that ain't necessarily
close to. I'm hoping.
That's what you desire. But the reality is, there are women that are just having their first child in their 40s.
Hey, fellas, like I know. Ladies and gentlemen, like I know when you're over 40, things happen. You know what I'm saying? But how do you really feel about dating somebody your age, right? That has a 3-year-old, a 4-year-old, and you done raised all your kids by now. How do you feel about that? That's a real decision you got to make. Am I willing to go through this all over again?
Right. Like there has to really be some love there. Unless you always kind of wanted another child. Woo. And then here's this opportunity that you can have another child, but without the obligation. You know what I'm saying?
Obligation.
I'm just saying, like it being your birth child, biological. Yeah. But and then you can grow to know this. But there's no real obligation until y'all get married, and then even then it gets, it's a weird area. Mm-hmm. So all right, so tonight. Tonight, we've been hearing and, dealing with, not just us, but just hearing different things about, just different scenarios. And so we was like, let's talk about this. And what we talking about tonight is living a double life.
Say what? Living a double life.
Living a double life.
Oh, baby, I'm going to need you to take lead on this. Go ahead.
So, basically with this, like, there's different points in cases, of course, but ultimately, a person that that's ultimately not living their truth.
Interesting.
You know, like they have these desires and so forth, but yet they don't act on it, or they don't move forward with it because of society, just all of that. I'll just say society as a whole. You know, that your mama, your daddy, your family, your church, especially the church, and so forth. So, but then what happens is you have this alter ego life. Like, you on one side of the town, you live in this down low life, and then on this side of town, you live in another down low life.
Well, hold on, man. Ask you this question.
Not down low.
When you say down low, do you mean like secretly creeping across town to have sex with somebody at the same time?
No, I'm saying down. Okay, let me be more clear. You're just living a whole different lifestyle. Period. You know, over here you the good guy back. You know, you the good guy on one side and you the bad guy on the other side. You get to let loose on another side. I'm just using sides of town. So on your primary side of town, you are righteous and holy and walking your walk. But on the other side of town, you are actually hanging out, getting drunk, getting crunk.
You're right. So Phoenix says, long as the kid's not living in the house full time, that's my truth. Understood. Women, and then going to the topic that we are now.
Yeah.
She says women live double lives too. Amen, sister.
Oh yeah. I mean, this is no man or woman. This is so, all inclusive.
Let me get to this last comment. Those are young people problems. When you get older, you don't care. I don't agree. I believe that the older you get, the more established you are concerned about status quo in certain aspects. You don't want your children to know how you truly get down. You don't want your church members, your co-workers, because now that's why you got 2 pages on Facebook. One for you to do exactly what you really want to do, and the other one's for the people at work.
Right.
You know, why do that if you don't care? Why? Because you try to protect your job.
Yeah.
You try to protect your assets.
At the end of the day.
At the end of the day. Let's say you are Malik Yoga, right? Let's say you're a young man, well, he's not young, but middle-aged gentleman, right? Who was a sex symbol in the 90s, right? And all of a sudden, you saying you're attracted to transgender women. You know what I mean? Like, what does that do? That take a lot of courage to do that, but how many men will do that, right? How many men are going to say, hey, man, I'm okay with liking transgender women.
Yeah.
They look like a woman, but they got a dick.
Wait.
I'm just
so let's expand a little bit. So pretty much, I'm not sure. You know, mostly everybody have kind of heard of the story behind Malik Yoga's attraction to transgender women, and part of that, the reason behind it was that he was pretty much in support of a transgender woman that committed suicide. And so
hold on, baby. Sorry to cut you off. Go ahead, say what you got to say. I'm gonna come in right after that.
Okay. So now there's this uproar because, he says that. Mm-hmm. And then, society being as it is, they're saying, oh, he's gay. Well, he didn't say that. Okay. He said he was attracted to transgender women. Now, I was listening to, I forget the radio show, but they had him on the show basically talking a little bit more about it. And so one of the things, they were playing a clip of what he was saying, but another I don't know if you want to call him a transgender or cross-dresser or whatever. I don't know. But she ended up saying that, which I didn't think about this, that there's a pre-transgender and a post-transgender, meaning they still have their male parts, or they may have gone through the full surgery and completely transitioned. So he did not clearly identify which one he was attracted to. He just stayed general and just said he was attracted, because truth be told, there are some beautiful transgenders out there. There really are. And you will, as a man, because I've heard several heterosexual men see they don't know that that's a transgender woman until after the fact, of course. And then it's like, oh, hell no, But on arrival, they were attracted.
My only issues, and I do have an issue with transgender, it's transgender issue. State up front who you are. State up front who you are. At the end of the day, if you're transgender, give me the option to be like, okay, I want to deal with you. Don't trick and fool me. I feel like a lot of them try to, they try to finagle you in the beginning, and then all of a sudden, you're supposed to know that they're a man.
Not exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Not exactly. That's not exactly how it goes. But you entitled to your opinion. What I have learned.
I didn't say how to go. I'm just saying I don't like that portion. Those
those that do. But
right.
Most of the time, they're not intentionally manipulating the situation to be beneficial for them. If an individual truly identifies as whatever, they are in their truth. The only difference I would probably say is what you said, is give me the option. Because even though an individual is in their truth, they are not escaped from consequences. You may be able to, you are entitled to live your truth, but there's still going to be consequences as a result of. Now, and I don't want nothing to happen to anybody because they're living in their truth. That's, definitely not that. But surely, if I was, a transgender man and I transitioned to be a full-fledged woman, go through the whole surgery, and I'm now identified, my name, everything, my sex is completely female. What do I don't know. I mean, I went through a lot to be this identity. So should I?
Absolutely should tell. Without question. So let's go back to some of these comments, okay? Mel.C says pre and post-op. Their fear of men out overreacting with violence.
There's fear because men overreact with violence.
Absolutely, but you're a man too. Handle yourself.
Not if you're post-op.
I mean, you're still a man.
No, you're not.
Just because you got cut, you still have testosterone going through your body.
No, you post-op.
I don't know. And hold on, and then Mr. Don Juan said, he said, "Is it fooling you if they've gone all the whole way?"
That's what I'm saying.
Oh, this is where I'm at, man. If you were born a man, in my opinion, that's what you are. No matter if you cut yourself or not. At least be honest with me behind closed doors and let me do what I want to. Let me feel how, say or feel or do what I want to do. We'll have a grown person conversation. Mm-hmm. Now, that's how I would handle it. Oh, I mean, I get it. They take hormones. I get it. But
right. Man,
let me tell you.
It's not going to work for you.
It's not going to work for me.
Right. But it definitely is a workable situation. No differently than the transition happening from female to male. Because that is happening. That has happened as well. How about you ask if it matters to you?
I'm going to ask. If I have any inkling of your masculinity, are you a man? That's how it's gonna go.
And you know,
I'm not being funny.
I had this talk, the other day. I mean, we're gonna get off of this, but I had this talk, and one of the questions I was asking, because I was really intrigued, and I'm gonna be looking into it a little bit more, just because I'm just a curious, intrigued individual. But if you without going through a sex change, you can go and legally get your name changed, right? Mm-hmm. So now, when you go and get the surgery, I don't know the extent, but now I'm curious to know is, okay, I've gotten the surgery, so obviously my name ain't gonna be whatever my name was, so I'm gonna be changing my name. But now that the doctor has said I am no longer identified as a male, you identify as a female, do I now get a new birth certificate?
You're right.
Like, there's levels to this. Like,
at the end of the day,
I don't know. You get a new social security number.
Right.
Like, all there's so many things that now becomes into effect when you are legally changed, your transition, you have changed over. I'm curious. So anybody that may listen to this that is a transgender, or of one, please, I'm curious, like, we're legit. I want to know, like, how does the laws work, and how does it work with the whole transition? Because obviously financially, you are no longer who you were.
All I know, baby.
Or are you living a double life?
All I know is I want to be like the scene from Ace Ventura, Pet Detective. When old boy found out that Chief whatever it was a man, and he sit down, he went down in that shower, he was like, bleach burning, because I'm just saying.
So one of the viewers says, this is a new world. You should ask in the beginning stages. Agreed. Especially in this generation.
So I'm asking for the ladies who are truly ladies, who are truly born.
Don't do that.
Well, it's being honest. So what happens, like, if a man in the beginning stages say, hey, were you a man? Or you been a female all your life? Are you offended by that? Is he going to still be able to slide in after that moment and still get the conversation he was getting before that moment?
I'm saying no. I'm personally saying no, I'm not offended, because this is the times we live in. And if I'm going to be offended, then, you're just not the person for me. If it does not apply, the same way when they talk about bitches and hoes, fuck boys and shit like that, when they start using those terms, are they talking about you? No, so you keep it moving. You keep it moving. So I'm not going to get offended when they ain't talking about me.
So I'm saying, like, if a dude asks you, hey man, were you a man? Were you ever been a man in your life? Not have you ever been with a man? Have you ever been a man in your life? So
I was born a woman. Okay. Let's keep it moving.
Hey, okay.
You got to have these conversations. It's 2019. I just told you that there are pre-op and post-op. There are women right now that are men that have completely transitioned to women, and there are women that have completely transitioned to be a man. This is 2019. This is where we at.
It took me back to a time. Look, I got a little short story. It's like short. It took me back to a time when I seen this girl. I was at Valencia. And I said, damn, okay. I'm gonna holler at her, She was a little petite in stature, right? And she ain't had no titties. So I'm over here kissing, like hesitantly kissing, rubbing on chest. But eventually, I had to let her say, hold on, girl. I gotta see what you got down there before I go any further. I'm sorry. When I seen pussy, I was like, we good. You know what I mean? But I was afraid for a minute. I was scared. I was scared, like, what am I doing? You know what I mean? Oh my God. That was my moment. I'm being truthful. That was my moment of truth.
Okay.
That was my moment of truth.
I don't know what a cisgender female is. I don't know what that is, Don. So the women get offended if a man asks if you are a cisgender female. So I don't know if that's a proper term.
Term for a male that was a gender.
Yeah, so if that's the proper term,
that
then
was a man,
let me look that up, because I don't want to be using the wrong terminology, because that's not what we do. But if that's a thing, then I'm here for it. Okay, it came up. All right, so that's something. All right, let's see. Denoting or relating to a person whose sense of personal identity and gender corresponds with their birth sex.
Oh, okay.
All right.
We learned something today.
Say, look, I be wanting to be, y'all know, baby don't play about that.
Mm-hmm.
We get it right, or we come back and have it right. All right, so no offense, but if a trans now woman was not born with a birth canal, their mate deserves to know the whole truth and respect your person enough to be honest. Right. So, in closing with the whole Malik Yoba piece, living a double life. Now, first of all, the reality is, if indeed he is attracted to transgender, women, be great. That ain't got nothing. That ain't my business. Okay, but there obviously was a behind the scene reason for him to come out public about it. So I just hope that whatever consequences may arise, and already there's an uproar, but whatever was the underlying root cause for him to be coming public,
right?
Be safe.
Okay, that's just where I'm not gonna. You said it.
Let's just be safe about it. Because,
be safe about it. And live your truth.
Yeah. If that is the case, then hey,
true.
And we have to remember, people are human. Celebrities, entertainers, and alike, they are human. People in high positions and so forth, public people, they are human. They're not escaped from human activities. Unfortunately, we society, we've made them be indestructible.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? So we forget, and we have to be mindful that they are very much so human.
You're right. Let me turn. We're gonna switch gears on this.
Yeah.
Stay in a double life situation, but we're gonna switch gears.
Yes.
So, I met somebody recently. Like, I had a conversation recently about a person who.
Hold on. What you sipping on?
Ooh, I'm sipping on Heineken, baby.
All right. I was just making sure.
What you got?
Y'all see that mule cup, so you know what time it is. Okay. Very good.
So, I recently had a conversation with somebody, and they were talking about the struggles of being who they truly are, meaning that they were bisexual in nature versus the religion that they decided to. No, they were bi-curious, not bisexual. They were bi-curious, but the religion that they were in wouldn't allow them to be able to live the life they truly wanted to explore. So they were having a problem with.
But pause. What religion will accept that? Is there a religion that accepts it?
Well, it ain't that.
Mind your business.
It ain't no. It ain't that they will or won't accept it. There's some religions a lot more stricter, stick straight to the book than others. You know what I'm saying? For example, you got Christianity. Then you have Jehovah Christianity, which is a whole nother level of Christianity. You know what I'm saying? So you sign up for that, and they expect you to uphold all the laws as if you were back in the golden age. You know what I'm saying? As it is. They walking by 2 by 2. Everybody do, knocking on the doors. They expect you to be with one woman or one man. However, do not go after that blasphemy desires that you may have. And they hold you to it, or they kick your ass out. You know what I'm saying? Versus you can go to a church and live your life. Nobody questions you, and you can still get the good word if you so choose, right? That's the difference. So you want to explore this life, so they kind of under the radar. But what does that do for the people that's in their life? They can't trust them.
Mm.
Because you over here putting me through this, right? I gotta be able to trust you, but then you lying every day. You know what I'm saying? How I'm gonna trust you when you lying every day? Saying, okay, I can't be out in public with you because what the people gonna say?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But you freak nasty, wanna go, everything going down low type shit in the bedroom, you know, freak nasty, you know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? How does this shit work?
Okay.
You know, I've seen where people like, you know, don't want to date, you know, interracial shit. I'm an upstanding, prominent black person who's pro-black, right? And all of a sudden they got a, you know, the Nabisco friend, girlfriend. So now it's got to be, you know, listen, chick, you need to stay at the house every day, and I got to go live this life out here.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because I got to fight power. You know what I mean? And you can't be seen because all the other Nubian queens that I call Nubian queens every day is going to see you and think that you are Uncle Tom, which we already know that Uncle Tom is not a bad thing.
Right.
Right.
I you know, cause I be doing the homework. So as this says, United Methodists in U.S. have become more accepting.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess the Methodists is one. I haven't found another one yet, but it looks like a lot of different religions are kind of trying to come around, unless they're like,
I know the Catholics are.
completely traditional. Oh, it did say the Pope says God made people just as we. No, God made gay people just as we should be, or something like that.
Imagine that.
Yeah, we should be.
That's because they holy.
Imagine that, because like for many years they was out there molesting little boys.
Well,
I hate to say it. When you have more than 20 cases of child molestation in a certain type of religion, one would think you would easily be like, God made gays to be exactly what they are. Like, I'm not trying to be funny, but you want to ease the blow. Like, you want to be able to do what you want to do and live your truth behind closed doors, as they say.
I mean, you know, I get the double life in that, you know, whatever, you know, you can still believe in whatever your higher being is and yet still, you know, enjoy living. But when it gets to the point that you are actually refraining from certain things because, you don't want to be seen a certain way, because on Sunday you got to go, or Saturday or whatever day you go to your house of worship, you don't want to be viewed inappropriately. That's where it gets to be a double life. I mean, we all technically, especially if you are a professional, live some level of a double life. Like, you know, you're not going to be your after work per self at work most times.
If you are a cheater. Right. You living a double life that somebody ain't know it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Definitely.
You know?
Absolutely.
So, hey, what's going on, Gadra? I know her. She makes some good ass red velvet cakes.
We like red velvet cake, cupcakes. So yeah, like you say, there's been so many double lives that's been led a long time. You know, that's just like having granddaddy had a whole family on the other side of town. You know, Papa was a Rolling Stone.
Hey, that was a good song.
So it's not that it doesn't happen. I mean, it's kind of like one of those. It can be used bad, and it can be, but I guess it all just depends. Everything is always situational at the end of the day.
So I'm gonna ask you the question though, baby.
Mm-hmm.
So what are some of the consequences you feel that happens between while living that double life? Let's say some of the situations that we've given so far.
Some of the consequences ultimately would be that, the people on the fun side of your life don't completely trust you.
Right, like I just said.
Yeah, that would definitely be a consequence that I can't. It's not that I don't. I just can't take you at face value because one, you're not being completely transparent. One way or the other, you're not being transparent. That you tell me one thing, but then your actions show differently.
Right.
I mean, but out of respect, I respect a person that can say, but you got to be true with yourself and say, hey, look, I'm going to church and I'm going to have my adult beverage probably later on after I leave church. Okay?
What's wrong with if you like more than one person being upfront with it and maybe it can work out? You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, man, I like you and I like you. Can we all just like each other?
Well, if you can get them to buy in on the we like each other, they're okay that, hey, I like you. They're okay, hey, I like you. But now you got to sell the can we like each other part. That's where it gets tricky.
I mean, I feel it.
Because everybody don't, we live in a territorial society. Things are becoming more acceptable.
But I'm asking, how did we get so territorial with all our childhoods? They've been making us share or going up and out. And I did. We shared everything.
Because traditional.
Hey, hold on. If you shared the tub until you realized that you was goddamn old man, girl and boy. You used to be in the same tub. Right? Y'all played with the same damn toys. Right? Y'all shared snacks. Y'all shared shoes. Y'all shared. But all of a sudden, when you realize that, listen, this feels good. I can't have nobody taking my baby.
Right.
Come on, man.
Yeah, it gets a little tricky. It definitely is. So can people handle the multiple relationships?
I think so. Well, it's two ways of looking at it.
That's a tough one.
It's two ways of looking at it. Either you're going to, from some relationships, either you're going to do it involuntarily, or there's others where you can do it voluntarily. Now, for the person who's out there doing it involuntarily, like they want cheating on the person, can they handle two relationships? Obviously they are. They're doing it.
Right.
As long as they don't get caught, they're going to do it. But eventually, you're going to get caught. Right?
Yeah.
Eventually, something's going to happen, and you're going to get found out. Because the longer you keep feeding
the beast,
these animals, they're gonna want more from you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? They're gonna want more from you.
Basically.
And then you just gotta weigh out what's more important to you at that moment of time. On the other end, there's a lot of people finding refuge and happiness in having a poly relationship or two different relationships, but everybody know about each other, which is another different way of a different dynamic of poly. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So they're finding refuge in there. They're finding happiness. They're finding understanding. They're finding their truth because they could be who they truly wanted to be.
Right. I mean, but I would definitely say, don't just go out. Yes, definitely be transparent. Don't always take your representative, to speak for you and act for you.
Mm-hmm.
You should definitely go out and just be yourself or whatever. It'll be more respected. But don't do it under the idea that, well, hey, I told you. But and like I said earlier, just because you told it and that is definitely your truth, doesn't mean there won't be consequences.
Well, I'm actually the person who just asked that question. Can you handle being in multiple relationships?
It can be hard. I would imagine. I mean, just think being in a one, 2-person thing. It's already a juggle.
You know what I find that's funny though? How is a person who has a whole side relationship, like a side piece of, let's say a side piece of, you know what I'm saying? How do they get mad at the side Negro or side girl for trying to seek their own happiness? I mean, how do they do that? Like, how do you
seeing from the perspective of the person that's mad?
I mean, like
what they looking at is, yeah, I'm not mad at you looking for your happiness, but why you had to get your happiness in my house? You can go get your happiness.
No, I'm talking about.
But why is you?
I'm talking about.
Why you look for your happiness to be in my house?
So what? My whole
my
point,
man, or the woman.
But that's one way of looking at it. I was asking for the person who's getting mad at the person that they playing with.
Who getting mad? The man or the woman?
So like for me, let's say me, right? I'm dating you, but I'm seeing somebody on the side, right? So that person on the side decides that they want to get their own boyfriend, or they want to look at them. Now why am I upset with this person for going out there to find their happiness?
Cause use my woman, just cause that's my woman, use my woman too. Use my women's.
And the women do it too. Like, hold on, you mean you fucking that over there? Oh hell no.
Look, now I already accepted that you is actually got a whole nother woman going on. Now you gonna add another dynamic that we had this unwritten agreement that this is what it is.
Unwritten and unspoken.
You know what I mean?
Y'all just kept fucking.
Ain't nobody talking about it, but it is what it is. Okay, I let it be what it was. I'm here. Now we gonna add another dynamic.
Interesting. Somebody says, whoever's upset is trying to be controlling.
Oh, yeah. But again, it goes back into that territorial society, that mentality, that territorial mentality that the average individual has it.
Right.
And it comes from your upbringing. Now, yes, there obviously are circumstances and dynamics where a person was raised in a very liberal, free-spirited environment, so all their life, they've been seeing things more openly. But the average, and I'm going to just say African American, black, because we're not from Africa, so I'm going to just say the average black, you was definitely taught not to be open-minded. You might not necessarily been taught not to be open-minded, but you wasn't taught about being open-minded.
I know my mama told me when I was a kid, don't settle down with none of these women. Get to know them all. And I've been living by that rule all my life.
Wait a minute. See, to tell your teenager that, ladies and gentlemen, it's one thing to tell your teenager
Mama was always
this.
right. Mama was always right.
Okay. That's fine to engage in that conversation with your teenager. But look here, grown man and women.
Okay.
Grown man and woman. Men's and women, boys and girls. I still agree that be great. All right, I'm gonna stay with that.
So,
hold on, but let me finish.
Okay,
let me tell you.
I got you.
And the reason why I'm saying that is because if you are single, you have the luxury and the freedom to do whatever makes you great.
No, you don't.
Yes, you do.
No,
Whatever makes you great. Now, it ain't like that. It ain't that consequences may not come.
No,
the repercussions, but
listen,
you do. If you
I'm
single, you should be able to. If you do, then go.
I'm gonna come back. I gotta come back for that. I gotta come back for that. But I'm gonna go ahead and answer this here question. Somebody said you can't have your cake and eat it too. Miss me with that shit. Now, whoever came up with this term, they need to go bury themselves with a lot of dirt and rocks and kick them. I'm going to tell you why. Because every time I go to goddamn Publix, I buy me a goddamn cake and I eat that motherfucker too. So in every I mean, hear me out now. Hear me when I say this. Hear me when I say this. Why can't I have my cake and eat it too? Each person living today doing them.
Hence what I just said. Okay.
They
But I'm
doing
saying
them.
if you
So
single,
they eating it.
if you single, eat the cake anime. Go out there, eat the cake, get the one with the sprinkles. Go get a decorative cake with the Oreos on top. You know what I'm saying? With the chocolate.
I'm eating the
and
cake.
Cookies and cream.
I'm having the cake and I'm gonna
saying.
eat it.
I'm just saying.
Why can't I?
Right, you can, but you
And
are
I'm
not.
and I'm
There may
going
be
to.
repercussions as a result of it.
Well,
You
where's
said
the people cussing and eating cake, man? It tastes good. You
Yeah.
might throw some goddamn ice cream on it.
Hey,
Bill.
look, it said they say yeah, but once you eat it, you don't have it anymore. Dope.
Well, then you go buy you another motherfucking cake.
Well,
You got your money.
I concur.
Somebody over here concurring, they ain't even in the show.
I mean, yeah, go get you another. But I'm just saying from the beginning.
Cake, there's pound.
Yeah, that's all kind of cake. But my point I was really trying to say is, if you are single, you do have the luxury to do kind of move about a little bit more free. Ain't no negative.
So I'm glad you brought that
What
up.
you mean? You ain't
I mean,
you
listen,
single.
cuz,
You do
listen,
got the luxury
listen.
to move around
You
more
have the
freely.
luxury to do whatever you want to do. I've been saying this all my life, right? I've been saying this since we've been on this show. But one thing I've learned on this show is community dick and community pussy is not the way to go, all right? So you can't go out there and say, since I'm single, I can have sex with you. Since I'm single, I can have sex with you over there because, hey, I ain't got no ties. Eventually, your reputation exceeds yourself and you got the goddamn...
I did not
You gotta
say
eat that.
there will not be. I just said there will be repercussions. So what part of that you didn't understand?
What do you mean? Hey, listen, man.
You do
All
have
I'm trying
the
to say,
luxury,
if you
but
have
it's
these
not without repercussions.
so if you do have these repercussions, then you really can't be free.
You can. You can. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. Now, the difference is when you in a marriage or a committed relationship, you got a little, yeah, of course, obviously, motherfuckers doing what they do. Okay? But my point I'm making is, single, you do have the luxury to be as free as you choose to be.
Is that right?
Now, in a marriage or committed relationship or common law marriage or whatever you want to call it, though, that's where y'all need to be communicating a little bit better with your mate.
Yeah, man, communication is always a great thing.
It's always great.
It's always a great thing.
That's
Because
all I'm saying.
Because you never know what you may embark on if you tell the truth or be honest with, tell her your truth. Not tell her the truth. Tell her your truth.
Tell them their...
Tell them, whoever it is you in a relationship. You tell them the truth, behind closed doors, they might be able to work something out.
Right. And then together, y'all's can be, you know what I'm saying, able to be armed better when y'all out in the streets.
Yeah.
With whatever choices you and your mate have decided on in y'all house. And then now y'all living a double life together.
Aha! I had an aha moment. So, ladies and gentlemen, we have I'm going to give you the second question. But the first question that you need to ask, right, is if you are a man or not. That's what we talked about first. So when you meet a girl or a woman, however, you need to ask them, were they the same gender as you when you was born? I need to know this up front. That's the first question. Second question is, are you pussy friendly? Or are you... Because if you want to be able to play these games like you want to play and be honest and upfront with them, you need to understand who you're dealing with.
cannot ask the person that.
Absolutely. Hey, I mean, see, these are the new norms now because everybody's
The word
bisexual,
you should
right?
be using.
You know, everybody's
Okay,
bisexual.
and you don't have to ask this up front per se. It can become part of a casual conversation. You know, ask them about their sexual preferences.
All right. Or you can just play that song, I like girls who like girls.
Really? You go ahead and night at the Roxbury? That's what you gonna do?
A girlfriend
Wow.
got a girlfriend.
I'm so dumb too.
A girlfriend got a girlfriend.
Yeah, girlfriend got girlfriend, kissing cousins and stuff. All right, I understand, but what I mean is, you
But
got
then-
to be a little bit
and
more
the same-
strategic. In
and the
it,
same
you know what
thing-
I'm
and the
saying?
same thing with the-
don't listen to Buddha.
Listen to it. And the same thing for the ladies now. Instead of being like, I don't know, ask him, hey man, have you ever been with a man before? At least you know what you're dealing with.
You say what is your preferred sexual? What is your sexual preference?
Look at
You know,
that.
there's ways to have a
That ain't getting
mature.
that ain't getting that straight answer.
That is gonna give
my
you a
sexual
sex-
preference is women.
Right.
That's all they gonna say.
Possibly. They might, but I'm just saying, or
That's sexual
or
preference is
you
women. I
can
don't know what
say
you're talking
what
about.
type of sexual activities that, you know, you enjoy or whatever. You know, there's ways to have a stimulating conversation
gotta hear
with
this.
someone.
I'm gonna hear. So how would you stimulately ask a
I'm
man?
just saying, like,
if
you
they
already
like me?
talking and y'all already
What's your
getting
preference?
to know each other.
Well, I would
You start asking,
I'm
you know,
curious to get
you ain't gonna ask that out the gate, y'all.
Why not?
I mean, the only question I probably would, because I don't even know if I'm gonna talk to you tomorrow. So why would I even care?
Whatever you say now, because what I heard today, because a lot of
I'm
this
saying,
stuff, whatever you
why
say,
do I care?
whatever you say, you need to
Why do I care?
be respectful. Because we talked about being respectful, of how you talk to somebody. And we talked about that earlier. You don't want to say you judge. Let's go judge. No, you want to be respectful. So how would you say to a man, hey, have you ever tickled a pickle? How would you say that?
I don't know. But I would know it whenever I'm facing that situation. I'm pretty sure I would be able to
And then, if he had-
that
and then-
accordingly.
And then what if he says,
Respectfully.
what if he respectfully says yeah? Well, what would you do if he said yeah?
Oh, okay.
Okay. Now you realize, you asked the question, you got the yeah. How would you
I
handle
said
that?
what? Like, you know, now there's a straight. You've given me an option though
Right.
to continue proceeding the intended path or take the role of we might just be cool because now I'm curious. I just want to ask questions. Now I can ask somebody some questions that I've been wanting to ask.
So
questions.
in a situation,
You know what I'm saying?
so in a situation like that, if a dude is really feeling you, why would he tell you the truth?
What you mean? Why
Living
would
a
he
double-
not?
Living a double life. If
Well, I
if
get
a
that.
person,
Well, yeah, definitely living that double life.
You feel it? See how I brought it all the way back?
No, I appreciate that, but I mean,
you know what I'm saying? Why would he tell you the truth?
the same way, why would a woman tell you?
Because I'm about to up it up. I'm about to up the and what's that song? Ante up. I'm about to ante this thing up. I'm gonna let you be great, baby, and I'm gonna be your biggest supporter. Come on, baby. Let's do this. Ooh, yes. I love you. That's why I love you, girl. You are number one in my life. I want to let you know this. I'm gonna encourage all your bad habits.
Have you ever had any sexual relationships with a man before? These are questions that a woman would ask the man.
And be straight.
That applies to anybody in every situation. Right. You have to hope people be truthful. Right, because at the end of the day, you know, again, we are living in a time, you know, like I teach baby girl to just, you know, be herself.
And she doing the best of it.
And she is living her best life. Okay. Sometimes I be like, whoa, little daddy, you know what I'm saying? Like I you know, but I've created the environment for her to be, first of all, transparent and be open in communicating without feeling there to be any judgment.
Right.
So I have to be able to be that in my everyday life outside of the home, because quite naturally, whenever what choices she make in her life, she see if I'm doing something contradictive outside in public, then that may put her in a position to, go into a shell and not be open with her preferences.
So ultimately, ladies and gentlemen, ask the question, because I was watching a show on TV. It was a regular TV show, and this chick was really not understanding why her newlywed husband was not sexually into her in the beginning. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, he worked a lot, but she was trying to put down, and he was like, I'm working a lot. You know what I'm saying? So then what she decided to do, because she thinks she's smarter than the average bear, she decided to hire a gigolo.
Oh, wow.
You remember you watched it with me. She tried to hire a gigolo.
Yeah.
She tried to hire a gigolo, right, to make the husband jealous. But what ended up happening is the husband liked the gigolo too. And she realized real quick.
Not two. The husband liked gigolo
too. You know, like.
He preferred the gigolo.
Yeah, so I was like, wait a minute. Hold, this is really happening? You know what I'm saying? And then she was all fucked up about it. But then you laid the trap.
Right.
You laid the trap. And you had to proceed.
Yeah. Basically, like he said, the husband, she was trying to figure out like how to make him jealous. Ultimately, she was trying to make him jealous because she saw him react when there was a guy involved. And so she was like, oh, okay. So she pretty much, like he said, got this gigolo. But meanwhile, the reason why husband was pretty much okay with them not engaging with each other is because ultimately he liked the same sex. So when they had this threesome opportunity,
it came all.
It went way there. It went all the way there, and she wasn't ready.
She was not ready. He was like, yeah, go ahead and bend over. She was like, you know, like you about to get that whooping, but you ain't gonna get, you want to see it go down, like.
Yeah.
Oh,
it was
man.
definitely. I don't even know what movie you had me watching. You always had me watching The Strangest Thing, and I was like,
"What the hell is going on here, man?
This is happening."
Oh man!
But it was good. It was really good.
But it was based off true events. It really was.
Yeah.
So this really did happen.
So all that time he was living a double life.
Yeah. So
here's the in closing. Live your life. Okay? If that's what you choose, you know, hey, you got to do what works best for you. Now, just be truthful.
And understand you might lose friends, family members in the process.
You definitely.
You might. You might even lose a job in certain aspects. But you got to understand. But you got to understand these are the risks, the consequences that could happen by living your truth.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And at the end of the day,
because over a period of time, it's going to balance itself.
Right. At
some point. Because your mama loves you, your daddy loves you, your people, your friends and family, they love you. It's just, they're in an uncomfortable position.
And understand, now we got Uber now. So if they fire you, start Ubering. You're not going to lose no money. I mean, it ain't going to be the same money, but you're going to have some money. I'm just saying. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you keep afloat, you keep a meal. You know what I'm saying? You might not keep all the luxuries you had, but you can definitely feed yourself. You know what I'm saying? You just got to get it.
And I heard that if you're bisexual, gigoloing is the way to go for you. You get the money all over the place. You know what I'm saying? Because you go both ways, you hit both genders, you get money on both ends.
All right.
You know what I'm saying?
So, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we talked tonight about double life, living your truth, and the society's expectations. We talked a little bit about the Malik Yoba situation. Just know that ultimately, because you are speaking your truth or operating in your truth does not mean there may not be consequences and repercussions as a result of it. But again, if it's your truth, you have already made the decision to face those consequences and repercussions. You should have. Okay? So just don't be fooled that those things can't happen, and just be prepared and just keep living. You know what I'm saying? Because it ain't my life, it's your life, you know, at the end of the day. But I'm here to support you all. If that's what it is, just don't do me wrong. Don't burn me. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's all live in harmony, in this harmonious balance. You know I had to get that in there. I got a plethora of love to give, you know, so.
Now you talking Barry White. I got so love to give to you, my dear. Yeah, I got you.
All right. So look, next week, we are going to be at 180 Lounge on the 10/12. It's the Lace and Linen Bodycon edition. I'm super excited. It is a woman empowerment event. So I mean, this is gonna be hanging out, having a good time. But look, come out. I'm gonna be, we're gonna be pushing it and everything. We're gonna be there. So when you get off the elevator, you're gonna see Buddha and Baby. And
you're gonna get interviewed. So get your mind right, because I might ask you one of them questions. You're gonna be like, and you're gonna have to answer it, girl. The best.
So y'all need to make sure y'all come out. Hey, if you don't do nothing, just come out and just to see us. I ain't mad at you, but come out, have a good time next Saturday, 180 Lounge, downtown Orlando. We're going to be posting the information for the ticket link to get your ticket. And I think there's like a code for VIP section and so forth. So definitely you want to do that.
Also, this Friday, we'll be at First Friday. I'll be at First Friday. I don't know, Baby, she might show up or not. But we're supporting Todd Love. He has a set. You know, we also support Andre Mack, but Todd Love, my near and dear, one of my cigars and cognac brethren. You know, we're gonna be spending on the ones or twos. So fellas, ladies, come on out, support that.
So that's this Friday.
That's this Friday.
October the 4th, this Friday.
Right.
Bloodhound Brew.
Yes.
Bloodhound Brew. Then on the 14th, tentatively, we are going to be guest appearing on a new podcast on the Culture Radio Slick Nick. So we'll be doing that on the 14th, which is a Monday,
right,
at 8:00. And you know we go on every Tuesday. It's either both of us or one of us on the TJ Chapman show. That's on Tuesdays. And then what? What?
Chill and vibe.
Baby girl, keep it real, no lie.
And then once a month we do the This Motherfucker Show. Coming to you live
on the Sunday, last Sunday of the month. That'll be at 4:30.
Right.
4:30 p.m.
Tune in.
Last Sunday of the month. Also this month we have 10 on the 19th is all about ladies, sexy heels and chair class. That'll be here, Somika Studio. It's $10 in advance, $15 at the door. You can go into the event tab for all the information. Hey ladies, you don't want to miss it. It is the bomb. What I also know was that they're going to be having a Halloween masquerade ball party
26.
On the 26th of this month. That's running dry.
And then we got...
That's the bomb.
On the 25th, that's a Friday. That's 2 or 3 Fridays from now.
Yeah.
All right, on the 25th. Fellas, I'm having a cigars and cognac meal hangout. Hit me in the inbox. If you know me personally, hit me on the actual page. If you're interested in going and just being me and do king stuff. Go ahead.
All right.
That's it?
Yeah. So I think that's all of what we got tentatively lined up for the month of October, other than a little special little side thing we're going to be doing. So, but that'll be, a couple weeks from now also. So this month right here is just like busy. But we're going to be coming back. You know what I'm saying? We're just going to be making it happen. You know what I'm saying? Doing what we're doing.
All right.
All right.
Ready?
Next week, same time. Let's get it.
Hey, you know, show.
I just wanna chill and vibe. Baby girl, keep it real, no lies. She said she's 21, I said alright. If we gon' be grown and speak your mind. I just wanna chill and vibe.